Top Trader is brought to you by Sanlam iTrade, now with transparent CFD trading on the exact JSE price. We've chosen 8 lucky contestants from different walks of life to trade against each other and stand a chance to win a fantastic cash prize of R250,000. It's early in the morning and our traders are taking strain from the weeks of trading and late nights.
Can I at least pee in peace?
As the old cliche goes, a healthy body means a healthy mind.
Give me a couple of minutes.
You're gonna pump up.
So, it's time for them to hit the gym.
Oh, it's forcing me to run.
Well, after the gym session, I hope the endorphins are flowing and I hope our contestants are feeling happy and chipper because our mentors are going to pull them apart in the tribunal. That's Gerard, Ian and guest mentor Narina Visser.
It was a nice 2 weeks to trade in. The markets went up nicely.
I had a good first week and then I had a bad second week.
You sold your bulletins last week at a loss and would like to know sort of what was your trading strategy around it. Did you have a stop loss? Did you have a profit target?
I did a rookie error, which was to buy it before it had crossed, thinking that the movement was going to cross.
Don't get too clever for the market.
I know.
It has a way of bringing you down to earth like golf. Your portfolio is at 1,031,600.
Johannes, how did it go for you this week?
You know, there wasn't much growth. I would like to defend my current portfolio. The way it looks and is pretty much a decision and not an indecision.
But Johannes, to have an 830,000 cash position, that's really a terribly bearish view.
Being in cash is pretty much hedging for me at this stage. If my front running of the market works out, then I would be in a better position to buy in again.
Either trade or don't trade.
Okay, Johannes, your portfolio is currently at just under $1 million that you started with, 996,217.
Go inside there, face the music, you're going to get hammered.
It looks like you've gone downhill a little bit.
Ultimately, there was a restructuring in my portfolio. Therefore, I wanted to hedge and go into some gold. And then I got hit again. This is like the second time I get hit by gold. Just recently, 2 days back, I looked and I was like, oh, Discovery is down. This is what has been dragging down my portfolio. For Discovery specifically, I don't want to take a big loss, so I might set it at like 3% loss or something. Yeah.
You're running your losses again.
You're not in a big loss. Your portfolio is 995,000, just hovering below the $1 million. So let's see what you could do the next week.
Then the markets are moving very slow.
And you moving really fast, buy, sell. Hey?
So I sell too quickly and the fees, they kill me.
The way to overcome fear, I think, is to have a process and a discipline.
We emphasize as much having a profit target as you have a stop loss.
If you have a good play, maybe take a bigger position in that rather than playing in so many positions.
If you're not convinced that it's a good strategy, then don't do it.
If your finger is itching, your portfolio at the moment 996,700 roughly, so
it's about 3,000.
Close, but I mean there's some people in big profits, so you need to catch.
Mbuso, you doing well?
I've done the best I could, but I don't think it's enough to survive. I need to stop losing money.
It's always useful to back the winners.
Yes.
To back the loser that you hope will be a turnaround is a much wider shot. So I wouldn't be that critical about that.
You've done very well in the last couple of weeks. You've managed to recoup a lot of your losses. I want to compliment you on waiting until there was certainty and then trading.
Your portfolio is at 994,500.
I had to make some changes, sell some things because they hit my triggers.
Discovery, are you going to hold on to that forever because you're losing a lot of money there?
It's only 3% of my portfolio.
Discovery, I would love to know what sort of stop loss have you got there, because it looks like it's down nearly 20% or something.
Yeah, it's down 16%.
So what is the stop loss strategy there?
Okay, well, Discovery is on a separate. It fell out of my momentum model that I'm working on, and so what I've done is, instead of just closing off the position, I've put it into what I consider other.
It could fall to the lower basement.
There's a difference between what the market does and what you wish it does. Your portfolio at 1,058,000 Rand now. It's a decent profit, I think. But yeah, I think it can do better, so let's see what happens in the next week.
Yeah.
After being cut back down to size in their tribunal, it's time for a lecture from mentor and independent analyst Ian Cruikshanks. Ian speaks to our traders about fundamental analysis, which is a tool that any trader needs to master. The full lecture is available on our website, www.toptrader.tv.
Well, today's task is all about giving back to the community. And as any high-powered businessman will tell you, capitalism is great, but it's even greater when you can give back to the less fortunate.
With charity in mind, our traders head off to the Tutuzela orphanage in Alexandra. Their task, to meet the kids, do their research, and put together a presentation to raise money for Tutuzela, which I will be judging later on in the day.
Good morning, top traders. I would like to welcome you all here at Thuthuzela Community Aid Centre. This is one of the charitable homes that we support from CNBC Africa. Right now, I would like to introduce you to Sis Lizzie Munyela. She's the founder and mother for this home. She started this project in 2005. Am I right, Lizzie? Yes. And ever since, she's been looking after the 14 children that are permanently housed here. And there's also a daycare center that she manages on a weekly basis with over 50 children that she supports.
The age group, we're starting from 2 years up to 5, because we know that 5 years they're going to school next year at the age of 6 years. We want to see Tutuzela going to the next level, catering lots of children, like maybe it can be more than 100 kids, because that's a needy children at our society. We do have Tutuzela outreach. We're also helping our community. This is our kitchen, where we cook for the children, all the daycare children and the kids that I'm staying with. This is where I've started Tutuzela. We didn't even have the beds. We were sleeping on the floor. This is our only bedroom, where I'm sleeping with all the children. That's my bed, I'm sleeping there. We don't have enough space. It's our only bedroom.
There's 14 people in one room. It's like, it just makes you realize your problems are tiny compared to what these kids go through.
The vision is to actually relocate them to a bigger property where they're able to accommodate the kids that they have right now and accommodate for more kids who might need the assistance from Tutuzela. And there is a home, a property that has been identified in the Marlborough area. It's just across the road from here. It's not too far away. So Lizzie is still able to actually help out with the community of Alexandra.
Maybe there will be months that we don't have the money to pay the rent. Yes. We don't know what's going to happen. We keep on praying every day. Yes.
We've been given the task of helping her to raise some funds to assist her in the daily activities.
With some extra funding and a new premises, they would really be able to expand this operation. I think it's a really awesome operation.
To walk where the kids walk, it's something so amazing to me. So I'll make sure that I play my part.
I would like to see the whole situation of them getting a new place to live in.
My father could afford, but as soon as my father died, it was like half of the things that we had just disappeared. And if it wasn't for help from the primary schools and the high schools, I wasn't going to actually even get a good education. So, I mean, this woman over here, she has taken her whole life and dedicated it to this.
I feel like, I don't know, like my dad actually passed away. So to see these kids without a father is really touching to me. I mean, I had my dad for most of my life, but you know, I hope these kids have everything for the rest of their lives.
After their tour of Tutuzela, it's back to the Birchwood Hotel, where our contestants share their experiences on visiting the orphanage.
You realize that if people like us, don't step up to the need of these children, basically they don't have hope.
I think the biggest thing is actually giving a face to the name. That's what is Tutuzela.
Keep on creating an awareness.
But at the end of the day, it's an investment, and it's not an investment that you might necessarily have a retirement home or a pension afterwards, but it's an investment in the young generation of this country and people that need your help and one day are going to blossom and eventually it's going to come back to you.
I want to play an important role impacting lives, helping people.
The daycare helps out, but it doesn't really cover what needs to be done for future expansion.
And getting thrown into that just kind of boosts everything and it makes it feel so much more real.
Then it's off to the presentation room. We start with Team Baobab.
Tutuzela is a community centre based in Alexandra here in Johannesburg. It is a place of safety and love for orphaned, abandoned and neglected children, the majority of whom are babies and toddlers.
The caregivers, the staff and the volunteers at Tutuzela are trained in early childhood development and stimulation to further enrich the lives of the children in their care and also to develop, mentor and support them through their childhood.
The budget for this building is 5.8 million rand and to date they've raised 2 million rand. So they still need more money, right? But the way they've designed this property is that they can start building and add on later.
They are followed by Team Columbus.
I'm going to share a very remarkable story about this chapel. Yeah, he's 5 years old. One day he's going to become a pilot.
The biggest challenge that she's also facing in terms of the daycare is the issue of space. The actual money that some of the parents pay will not be able to help fund the future plans that she has.
The warehouse, which she shares with tenants, has 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom for herself and the 14 orphans. The kitchen does not even have a kitchen sink. And currently, the warehouse is for sale. So Lizzie and Tutuzela and her orphans are in a very compromising position.
I was quite impressed overall by the 2 presentations. The first one, I felt they missed a beat. They didn't draw me in on a personal level. Team Columbus drew me in from word go with Tato's story, and I think that's key. It's quite a tough call to make on who's going to win this presentation because the one gave more detail and the other one spoke to me personally. I'm going to have to deliberate. I'm going to take some time to go through everything and decide. Well done on your presentations. I think you both did well. Both teams did quite well. Some good points, some bad points, but one thing is for sure, you all know about Tutuzela. So what are we going to do with all this information? You're going to go in your groups and make a PSA, which is a public service announcement for television. We will then broadcast this during this episode and raise money for Tutuzela. And if the PSAs are good enough, we'll continue flighting them throughout the rest of the season of Top Trader, and at the end, whichever team has raised the most amount of money will win a prize. So, 30-second PSA, you've got 1 hour to make it. You have all the cameramen and myself and our director at your disposal. You've got 1 hour, your time starts now. Go for it.
Let's look at what we're trying to get. Funds are one thing we're trying to get in terms of, that's the overall picture. Here I'm writing concepts to include. Okay?
Like all of these things, we need volunteers, money, food, school equipment.
We don't need everything.
Yeah. How do you start? Hello?
I don't know if we should start with hello.
Team Columbus, how's it going? Have you got a plan?
We're going to share a story about Tato and Lizzie and summarize it and compress it to 30 seconds.
So now we're thinking that a camera can go like that over there. We wanted to use 2 cameras.
Is the camera below the person?
It's a 3D image. So.
No, it's a 3D image.
I got very confused.
So like the camera over here is gonna shoot straight.
I'm writing the script, then Jason will present it then.
By the sounds of things I'm presenting.
You need to work this out and then give us a time. Say at past we'll meet at wherever and we'll film this, okay?
Meet Tato. So we don't want to speak too fast and like rapid fire.
Okay. 10 seconds gone.
The thing is,
time.
because we're not telling the story about Tato, I don't mean to break this thing off, but we could use a picture of Sibusiso. Well, we could change his name to Sibusiso. He's still one of the orphans.
Similar stories.
You know, okay, this can be changed. I'm not.
No,
but it's fine.
It's not that I'm just crushing it. So that I just want to make sure that we get the right tone with the guys.
I feel like we start off strong and we end quite weak.
Does please help us sound weak?
No, it's fine. We're asking for help.
What's making us strong? Sibusiso.
Yeah, but then if you want to build a home for Sibusiso, what about the rest of the kids?
This is the best we can do right now. The mother of Tutuzela. What the hell is Tutuzela? Is Tutuzela an extra kid? Like, I think that...
Oh, well played, well played. Okay, so do you want to go through to the room and start getting cracking on that? So
yeah.
That, you know, it's like you know that feeling when you put like a torch in front of your face?
It's amazing. People think they know television until they have to make it themselves.
Our plan was that we're gonna get rid of the curtains. We just want black. And do his eyes look fine.
Should I go, or your eyes?
3, 2, 1, go!
Meet Sibusiso. Meet Sibusiso, one of the many abandoned and neglected children from the Alexandra Township in Johannesburg. Please support us in building them a new home.
Has he gone catatonic?
Meet Sibusiso.
This is what you did. She's the mother and founder of the Thuthuzela Community Aid Centre. The home is a rented space in a warehouse. Please support us in building them a new home. Right, listen, enough excuses, let's go. Engage, bring them in. Not please support them. Okay.
We're ready to roll. Meet Sibusiso, one of the many abandoned and neglected children from the Alexandra Township in Johannesburg. Their home is a rented space in a warehouse.
Their home is a rented space in a warehouse.
It's a lot more difficult than you make it look.
Good. Now you understand. We are not okay.
Their home is a rented space in a warehouse, which is up for sale. Did you catch it, Cap? Which is up for sale.
No, you're not listening. I don't know, you're doing the same thing over and over again. So if your dog dies, you're going to say, hey, this is a picture of my dog. We loved him. He ate lovely food every day. Guess what? He got hit by a car. He's dead. Listen for the switch. But a car came screaming down the road and knocked him over. He died. Okay?
Ready when you are.
Go.
Meet Sibusiso, one of the many abandoned and neglected children from the Alexandra Township in Johannesburg. Lizzie looks after him. She is the mother and founder of the Tutuzela Community Aid Centre. Their home is a rented space in a warehouse, which is up for sale. Soon, they won't have a place to stay. Please support us in building them a new home. You just cut it.
Jay?
Yeah, whatever, I did my best.
Yeah, man.
There's no chance playing.
Yeah.
I hope that was okay, lads.
Hello, hello. Bear Bear Partners, how's it going?
Good and you. So we want to use your voice.
Okay, sure.
But we're going to show you the basics. So we've written here, if you want to talk to it. We're going to add more photos, so we want the whole time just to go like this until the moment where please SMS, it'll go like this, and even then we can maybe just have photos rolling across the bottom.
I'm going to read it at a normal pace, just to see. That's quite cute. The average South African family has 2.25 children. Lizzie Monyela has 65 children. No, this isn't a world record, but rather a woman who runs a registered charity called Tutuzela Community Centre in Alexandra, Johannesburg. I think they've kind of done everything. I think that's
it's
it.
quite strong, actually.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
The average South African family has 2.25 children. Lizzie Monyela has 65 children. No, this isn't a world record attempt, but rather a woman who runs a registered charity called the Tutuzela Community Centre in Alexandra, Johannesburg. Help Lizzie build a home of love and care for these children who don't have hope, unless people like you step up. SMS now to donate 10 Rand to this worthy cause. With their PSAs done, the teams make their way back into the elimination room. This week's team challenge will be judged solely on their presentations.
In this week's challenge, the contestants were asked to put together a presentation to potential investors who would invest in Tutuzela, which is an orphanage in Alexandra in Johannesburg. Guys, I think you did exceptionally well. Very, very difficult for me to decide who's going to win this, and it came down to one thing for me. Which presentation spoke to me the most? Who would I be likely to invest in? And whilst the one presentation gave more information, the other one tugged at the heartstrings a little bit more. The winning team for today's challenge is Team Columbus. Well done. All right, you are free to leave the room. Well done.
Team Columbus wins Samsonite laptop bags and a weekend away for 2 at the Ambassador Hotel in Cape Town.
Bear partners, take a seat in the front. I want to hear from you who you think should go home in your team. Ori, beginning with you.
I think at the end of the day it was a presentation skill, and I think just on a public speaking point of view, and I think he knows this, so it's no surprise. I think Pule, from his first presentation to now, he's grown amazingly, but he still was the weakest speaker of the group.
But if I also had to pick someone based on who I think might have the lowest portfolio amongst the three of us, I mean, I'll have to say Johannes.
I've worked very closely with these two guys, and again, you know, like Ori has also said, Pule is advanced remarkably. But if I have to choose a weakest link, in my opinion, I would say Pule.
And the contestant in Bear Partners with the strongest portfolio at the moment is Ori. You're free to leave the room. Pule, Johannes, it's up to you now. We'll start with you, Johannes. Why do you think you should stay?
I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning. I'm learning on a fortnightly basis and on a weekly basis. Trading is very important to me. I've decided it's my true north. I wanna learn as much as I can about this, and you know, I feel that if I can have the opportunity to stay till the last, there will definitely be improvement.
Trading is a passion of mine. It's something that I started very early in my life. I was 17 years old when I started to learn about investing and trading on the stock market. It was in 2008. It was at the height and the beginning of the financial crisis. So I learned about the financial markets then. When are the difficult times? What do you experience and all that?
He talked to me when Pule said that he's passionate about it since he was 17 years old.
It's the first time facing elimination, and damn.
The big difference is passion. But that's also a characteristic of their own personal makeup.
It's less than R1,000 difference between the two. But the main thing is he went down so much.
I think there's a debate in there. And it's not an easy thing, definitely not. It's not easy for me.
And he's very volatile. He's up strongly one week, then he's down a lot the next week.
But I wasn't expecting to be here, not at all. So it's a surprise.
I'm not sure that Pule's got that conviction coming to me because, I think it's just the human frailties.
Maybe I'll go to bed and cry.
He doesn't seem to absorb the comments. We're trying to help him, and it's as if it's going past sometimes.
It leaves us square.
Right, contestants. This is very difficult, and I know it's been very hard for our mentors. Tell us about the decision and how you've come to it.
We looked at the motivation. The difference between the two portfolios was very small. So we decided not to make that the deciding factor. Both of you show a lot of potential.
The traders themselves want to be the gunslingers of today, the guys who are there for quick profits and continually doing that. That's not the way to attract clients' funds.
And on this piece of paper is the name of the person leaving. All right. Johannes? Pule? I can see you both breathing very heavily and very deeply. One of you is about to breathe a sigh of relief, and for the other one, it's all over. Pule? Johannes? You are not the CNBC Africa Top Trader for 2013. Please say your goodbyes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Who will be the CNBC Africa Top Trader for 2013? Only time will tell. Goodbye.
Of course, I wanted to stay till the end, but so yeah, but it's okay. It's not a terrible shock.
You know, it's just the first time that I've actually won in this competition, and I feel like it's an uptrend now.
I learned that in this competition you must expect the unexpected.
I'm still shocked that I have more than Johannes. I think the group consensus was Johannes is winning.
It was just a shock. We were not expecting it.